Okay, so we're here with the GMC. We diagnosed that we had a heater circuit issue on bank 1 O2 sensor. So we're going to go ahead and do the O2 sensor change on this. It's fairly easy on the 2.5. You know, it'll probably take us about 30 minutes at most. You know, the truck is a Southern truck, so this O2 sensor has been changed earlier this year, so it shouldn't be too hard to get out. But we'll get started here. You know, what we really need to do to get started is get this shield off here, the heat shield for the manifold. There's a 10mm bolt here, there's one here, and you'll have one towards the bottom. Mine's broken, so you won't see me take that one out. It's already snapped off, so the only two bolts holding it on are the two top ones. So we'll get that off. Okay, this just slides right out. Okay, so our plug's down here. There's actually a little bracket that holds this whole plug assembly to a wiring harness that we have to unclip towards the back here, and it'll slide in that direction, and that'll give us more slack to get our plug a little closer. Okay, so now we have that freed up. And you'll see that there's a little white pin right towards the top here that needs to get pushed out this way, which will release the mechanism that holds the plug together. Okay, so there's that. All right, there it is. Okay, it's a little bit of a tough plug, but if you work at it, you'll get it. Okay, so you could go to your local auto parts store. You either sell or rent them. I rented this one, but a 3/8 ratchet drive goes in that hole there, and then this thing slides right over the O2 sensor, and you know, you'll be able to crank it off. This is a 7/8. Slide that right on. All right, then we'll go in here and slide this on to that socket that we rented. Okay, and then we just loosen it up. And mine's pretty fresh, so I should be able to turn it out by hand at this point. Let me get my socket out. And then we'll just spin it out. Okay. So there's the old one. Actually doesn't look too bad, but with the heater circuit being bad, it is causing a lot of running issues. And yeah, we just need to replace it. Okay, we got the new one. The one I just took out was a Walker brand O2 sensor. You know, I only had it in there for like 20,000 miles at most. So we're going to go with AC delco GM OEM part. Obviously it looks the same, so we'll go ahead and get that on. I know some people put anti-seize on their threads here, but I've never had an issue being a Southern truck, so I'm just going to put mine on. Now we'll put our socket back on. and tighten it up. This will be hard to torque, so I'm just going to give it a good snug here. It should be good. Okay, get our socket back off. Okay. Now we have our plug, and we'll go ahead and plug it first before we put it on the little fastener that kind of holds it in place. Okay. And then there's that little pin there you got to push back once it's seated properly. And then we have to go back to that little plastic hanger there that holds the plug in place so it doesn't get too cold or get too close to the manifold. We don't want it to melt. Then that just slides in until you hear it click. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is take a good look at your wiring. You know, see how mine's far away from the manifold. Keep an eye on that to make sure that that's where it's going to stay. If it gets close to the manifold, it will melt it. So, but that looks good. I'm happy with that. We'll slide our shield back on. Okay, at this point I will start up the truck, make sure it is happy, and at that point we should be good. Okay, I just started it up, but realistically I'll need to drive it for a little while. When you first start up a vehicle, when it's cold, it's it doesn't really care too much about the O2 sensor in the beginning. If it's going to throw any codes, it'll probably be a little bit down the road, unless the O2 sensor is completely unplugged. So yeah, if there's any issues, I will post on the comments, but hopefully that fixes my my codes I had regarding the heater circuit and the O2 sensor. If not, then I'll try to keep you guys posted. If you have any questions, just post below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. All right, thanks.